Hey, there is some soloing over a D minor chord using the whole tone scale. I'm mixing that in with a bunch of other junk. And when you do that, it kind of, it goes outside. The whole tone scale used this way goes outside of the changes, and it kind of takes the listener by surprise. And it's got some neat little sounds, some tension in it. This lesson, I'd like to really get into, actually it's going to be a series of lessons where we really get in and master the whole tone scale. It's something that I've worked on for years, and I go back and forth, I forget about it, and then I get back into it. And so I'd like to, what I want to do is master the whole tone scale. We're going to explain how it's made up, that it's a symmetrical scale. That's why it sounds so odd. We're going to show how it's used using outside sounds as well as altered dominant sounds, just on a 5 chord, and it works well there. As well as there's certain songs like Girl from Ipanema, Take the A Train, Watch What Happens, to name a few, where the 2 chord is a dominant chord, and it just is a prime opportunity to zip in and throw in a whole tone scale. So the whole tone scale is simple in its construction. Mastering it on the guitar is a little tricky because it's something we're not used to playing. But I'm going to show you how I like to play it. We're going to go through a series of chord or scale fingerings, not too many of them, but then we're going to get into sequences and then arpeggios, and then some tricks with the whole tone scale. Now, the other thing that we're going to talk about is how the whole tone scale is harmonized. And this kind of an idea is a neat idea on how it's harmonized. It brings out some really weird harmony. And it's things that you actually can use, and especially if you want to get into some of those outside sounds. Tell you what, before we get into the lesson, I want to play a little Girl from Ipanema, and I'm going to show you where we're going to use the whole tone scale. Real briefly, if I have the progression is in the key of F, I have F major 7, and then it goes to a G7. That's where I'm going to use that whole tone scale, because it sure is nice to hear a flat 5 there. And that's where that scale comes in handy. Okay, and then we go over then we have the 2 chord, which is like G, Dorian. And then we go to a C7 flat 5 or G flat 7 flat 5. Again, prime opportunity to use the whole tone scale. And then resolve it back again. So we get sounds like this. Do you hear it? Let me play a little bit with some chock. So get the idea? It's something you're not going to use all the time, obviously. You'd drive people nuts. But it's something that you want to interject into your playing, and it just adds that extra little spice to it. So I hope you join me in this series of lessons. Hey, talk to you soon.